Good morning, everybody. We will be with you shortly. Trying something new this morning with our friends at Rumble, trying to broadcast from there. Sound isn't quite right, but we're going to give it a shot today. Trying something new this morning with our friends at Rumble, trying to broadcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my picture's supposed to be on the screen now, but it's not. Let's get things. Let me figure something out here as we get started. Trying the new Rumble Studio today. Not working. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, be with you in just a moment. All right, the camera should be there, but it's not, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to punt here. Sorry, Rumble Studio, but you are not working right this morning. Let's see if any camera works. No, it does not. Well, I'll be. Hello, everybody. Look at that. All I had to do is reset just about everything. All right, let's turn this music off. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of this award-winning crypto talk show. Sorry for the late delay here. Pedro and I had a late start, and we're trying something new today. Rumble's been really good to us, so we decided to start with Rumble and use their Rumble studio to start a broadcasting, and it didn't work out so well. It did not work out so well. Like anything else, when we start something new, it doesn't happen so well. But anyway, everyone, let us know that you're there and you're watching. Pedro, there we have. Pedro is still on mute, but ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Pedro Garcia. Oh yeah, we can hear you. This is the part where Trump coddles up to Putin and takes all of Zelensky's money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let Pedro listen to that for a second here while I just get a quick start here. Like I said, we're trying something new. We're trying to broadcast from the Rumble studio itself on their using their partner program, or trying to get into their partner program by using their software. We have 87 followers on our channel, and we need 100. So if you're watching this on Rumble, either on the broadcast or on the live replay, or on the replay, please hit that follow button. You don't need to hit subscribe. You just need to hit the follow button and get us up to 100. Then we can participate in the Rumble Creator Program. Anyway, the theme of the show here today was Bitcoin at... I got Pedro's thing screwed up again. Pedro Cam, that should be that one. There's Pedro. Now Pedro's screen feed. I don't know why that everything is right there. I don't know why it's not right on the thing. Whatever, we'll work on it. Pedro, I got two of you here on the screen here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, normally we have a Friday, full rant Friday here. But we decided we haven't been that regular with shows lately, so we decided to do a special Friday show. Unfortunately, the news cycle is overlapping with us and capturing everyone's attention about trying to end the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So give us a second to get going with that. But the topic of the show today, if you didn't notice, let's see, I'm going to try and use the Rumble studio here. That's right, Bitcoin Hopium. Are we at the BTC bottom? Pedro and I have been talking about it going down, possibly going down into the 70s for a while. But is it going to do that? Is it going to do that, ladies and gentlemen? We had a little Hopium this morning. The Fear and Greed Index, if I could pull it up right now without blowing up my system, would show that it is down at like 16, one of the lowest times ever. And what happens when the Fear and Greed Index is that low? That is the time to buy. That is the time. It's just one indicator. Let me rephrase it. That's just one indicator of time to buy. And every time it's down that low, there turns out to be massive pumps right after it. It's just like when the Fear and Greed Index goes up to 80 or 90, and the market's pumping, and everyone is like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to go to the moon." And what happens? Yeah, Fear and Greed Index goes back down. There's a big sell-off. But anyway, so we wanted to just talk about that today. Just talk about the markets. Have a little fun on this Friday. Pedro's obviously having his lunch right now and listening to Zelensky and Trump talk. I'm going to try and fix his fix his screen here. Ah, that's the problem. That should be Electron 1. There we go. Now I can turn Pedro off. There. In the middle of eating. As you can see over my shoulder here, I have a Crypto Lifer on here. It's a show from earlier. He's not live. He was live earlier today and last night and about 43 times this week. He's been hitting the market right on and making some decent money on it. And he's a different style trader than Pedro and I. But if you've heard me mention before, we would like to move into our new show coming up here called Trade Wave, in which we do more day trading, set up more trades, and we're going to have a nice, cutesy little app for you here. Why is my phone off? An app for you to follow our trades on and to participate in the same trades yourself. So pay attention for things coming out in which I talk about Trade Wave. Troublesome, welcome to the show. Yes, Pedro is listening to the end of the war right now, hopefully. Can't hear Pedro, I've got his mic off. Only the graphic is the thumbnail, no video. No video still, 12:53. Yep. See, it's a new studio, and I'm not used to it. Welcome, DYOR to the house. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Let's see if I can get the comments here from the Rumble studio. Sorry, we took this Friday to be a little bit more casual about this. Live chat. Can't hear Pedro. All right, this is the Rumble version of it. It's a little different. But it seems to work. Oh, Pedro, where are you being? I can see on the studio feed that Pedro is eating and watching Zelensky, so he'll be back in a minute. Anyway, what a week this has been. What an interesting week this has been for Bitcoin. I don't usually talk that much about Bitcoin, but I'm going to today. And the reason is that Pedro and I are going to be focusing on it. I think I have Pedro in my ear. But I don't have you on, Pedro. Anyway, I've got the Bitcoin chart up here. Oh, looking very sad in the 80s, 83,000. However, when I was thinking about what to do for the show today, I woke up this morning and I saw Bitcoin starting to move up from its lows at 70, got down. Pedro was talking about it in the 74, got down to 78, and started its move back up with some not great volume, but a little bit more volume. And so I thought to myself, well, maybe we'll just get some clickbait for the show and say, is this the bottom? Or is this hope? Is it hope? Or is it hopium? And of course, the man to always explain that to everybody is Mr. Pedro Garcia. I don't know if Pedro is all right, Pedro, let me get your mic on here. And your picture.
Awesome.
There we are. Hello, Pedro.
Awesome. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead real quick. I want to talk about something. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about the lower parts. Let me go ahead here. I apologize. So I've been listening to this.
Wait, hold
and I apologize. Let's go and move into.
Hold on one second. Which one are you going to do first here?
We're first going to do Ethereum, and then we're going to do a couple other stuff, and then we're going to talk about Bitcoin, because it's really important to understand what I'm about to talk about with Bitcoin, and so you can understand from a liquidity area and what I'm looking to see. And so this is why. So it all depends too. If we close below on the weekly chart, Okay, if we close in between, if we close around 80,000 to about 82, 83,000, then I'm going to expect us next week to go up first and then down to continue back where it's going to tap.
Wait, you
that
just said we were going
75.
over. Hold on, you just told me you're going over Ethereum, so I got the graphic up for Ethereum.
Okay, we'll do Ethereum. Okay, so no, I apologize. That's my bad. So let's go ahead and talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum is selling off for the week, and it basically did a liquidity pool. So we see here. I always talk about how I gave us a few trades here. Right? We went over XRP. Where this liquidity was sitting right here, right? Where if it will literally come in, tap below it, and then go up, and you can get a play off of that, right? We talked about, no, we didn't do BNB. We did Ethereum. Now Ethereum, we also put that blue line there, which is basically a sign of liquidity that I put to notify me. It is where there's a bunch of stops below here. So we're gonna go and we're gonna look at this here real quick. Boom, on the 5-minute. You can see here. The Asian market came in around 3 o'clock, or excuse me, the London market came in, tapped below, took the liquidity, took all those stops below here, and they pushed it up. Okay, so now we're starting to see it came in and hit higher time frame SMAs, hit that 4-hour that it's been following on Ethereum. You can see here we talked about going through and playing off of that 4-hour period moving average as it's coming down. Now, the most important thing to be paying attention here is this, is that if this starts to see a sell off on Ethereum, as well as XRP, and we're going to look at the top crypto markets, excluding the top 10, so that you can sit there and see what the rest of the crypto market is doing in relationship to what the top 10. We'll look at the top 10 and see what's going on, and it'll give us a good analysis of where the market will most likely want to head towards. So, and I've talked about how Bitcoin, right? I expect to see Bitcoin come down to the 75 to the 75. And I want to make sure we understand, remember, what is today? Remember, we talk about month periods, right? We're talking about month periods. So Bitcoin is hitting the monthly 8-period moving average that we talked about. I'd expect to see it come and tap. Now, if today we close around here and put a pretty strong signal of that they are, I don't want to use the word permanent, that they are more bearish right now to drop the market so that they can push the market up. That's a good way of putting it. So if they close around this area, it shows that we'll probably come down and tap this area into the next month. And this is what I want to see. Okay. I want to see it go down. Today's the end of the month. So come tomorrow, Saturday, for Bitcoin, I want to see it come down. I want it. That will signal to me that we're going to have a bottom wick here, like how we have, right? We created the bottom wick here. We bounced off of that 20 period. But if this closes in this area, it's going to be more bearish, right, to the traders. And the traders will sit there and go, okay, they're going to drop the market. So they'll drop the market maybe the first or second week, creating the buyer wick or this demand wick. As that wick is being created, then they'll push it up. So let's look at kind of the sentiment overall, the market, right? So we're going to now pull up and see. Let's see. So we're going, come on, crypto market.
Welcome Carmen Crypto to the house. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. She's got
Carmen?
30 minutes here so she can tune in for a while.
Okay, cool.
Pedro,
So
it was great sharing the stage with you this morning in that space.
It was. Absolutely. You are amazing. I always enjoy coming in after Carmen. I was able to speak, so it was definitely fun. All right, so let's check this out here. So we're going to look at crypto total market cap, excluding BTC. We're also going to look at the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10. And then we're going to look at the dominance of it, right? And see how it's moving. So let's check out here real quick without Bitcoin, excluding BTC here. Come on. It says total market cap, excluding BTC and ETH. This one was B. Come on. All right. Excluding BTC. All right. So you can see here that the market is actually below the 8-period moving average on the market at large. And so, meaning this is with Ethereum and below. And you can see here that we're looking like we're going to close below that 8. Okay. So if we see this market go up first in the beginning of the month, that shows that it's going to probably be red at the end of the month.
Right.
Okay. Because it's coming back up and it wants to basically take out a lot of the shorts. Okay. And then drop it back down, or a lot of the buys on the shorts, because a lot of people are short. Will pull back, get a bunch of liquidity, and then drop it back down. So that's what we'll see. So it's going to be very important for me to see what's going to happen here on the close of the month. Now let's check out a little bit more here real quick. Total, here we go. We're going to exclude ETH. You can see here that we came into this area, pushed up into the month, and then we came back down. We're closing. It's bouncing off. And this chart communicates to us that this is, come on, we're excluding BTC and ETH.
Or BTC.
Okay. Right. But here's the thing.
Excluded.
This is I know. So you can see here, as it's coming down, if we start to see this close on the weekly area, down in this area of the 769, 770 mark area, and we see it close, that's going to be a sign to traders we are definitely going down, with excluding BTC and ETH. Okay, so you can see where the market is wanting to lead. Now let's take off the top 10. A shout out to Zach Humphreys for showing me this, because this I've gotten ham on this, going, holy crap, this works really well. So I really like it. Boom, where's the top 10? Here we go. Crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. Okay, so you can see here that it's below the 8, it's below the 50. And you can see it's actually even lower than all the other ones. And we're playing off of that 89. So to me, the top 10 is showing some strength, but really it's more bearish. Okay. Today is the last day of the month. It's also the last day of the week. Okay. And so what happens is you have a thing called taking profits that happen. And then they reestablish their positions into the next month, right? Also, we're coming to the end of the last month of the quarter. And so, again, you want to be careful here that we don't get caught in that it goes up to go down. So this is where we're setting up for the next quarter as it moves. So we saw a sell-off here. And if this is going to get going and we want to see this go up in the next quarter, we want to see this thing come play off of here, either that 20 or either the 8 or the 20, where it finds support and then bounces back up. And we want to see it close, I would say, midway on the quarter of next month. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of kind of long term, and we'll play the in-between periods. So it's important to be paying attention to this. Now let's check out what's actually happening with Bitcoin. Now that we've went over that, we can sit there and see Bitcoin at large, how it's showing a lot of strength.
I see your method.
Yes, this is why I sit there and say I'm very bullish on what's actually happening in the market. We can see that Bitcoin is strong. So if this does close down in these lower levels here towards today, then I would expect to see it go up first thing next week. and then go down, continue down into our area of that 75 to 72, 71 area. Okay, here's our zone. But I think we're going to really do some price, just stopping people out is really what it is. They're looking for liquidity. So I think we're going to come down in here if this thing closes below that 200 period moving average for the day. So I'm really, or just even closes red is a bearish sign for me, right? Because the bears, or excuse me, the bulls couldn't take control of the day and finish green. So to me, on this what I'm looking at here. In addition to that, I'm definitely looking also with ETH. ETH is going to be a good, almost like a canary in the mine, because as it comes down into this area here, it took out all these stops. But if this doesn't close green, again, this is another sign them basically saying, hey, we're going to bring it down first into the beginning of the month.
I have a feeling. It's just that gut feeling is telling me you're absolutely right there, Pedro, that it's not going to close green.
Right.
And I mentioned it yesterday on the show, is that everyone was talking about how it's going to blast off, and every time all the influencers say something, it does exactly the opposite, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
exactly the opposite.
Forgive me, I'm going to take a little bite here, and then we'll jump right back into it.
Look at that. I got the controls. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching us out there. Got a small crowd watching us today. Small crew on Rumble, small crew on YouTube, small crew on Twitch. Thanks for watching us, though. I really appreciate it. Pedro and I here on the DYOR Live crypto talk show, going over Bitcoin and all the other tokens right now. You could do us a favor if you haven't, if you're not on Rumble and you haven't liked us yet and followed us, please do so. Rumble's unveiling a new creator program that's going to be just bonkers, crazy, awesome. And we satisfy all the requirements for it except number of followers. Number of followers needs to be 100, and we have 87. So all three of you watching there, just make sure you hit that follow button.
All right, here we go. So I would almost say I actually have 11 people watching us right now. So it's actually pretty cool. Here we go. All right, guys. So I want to bring up here real quick. Also, when it comes to this market and its move, please understand that I am not bearish, but I am a trader. So I look at the market I probably should stop saying trader. I am, I'm a trader.
Right, especially when there's got a whole bunch of stuff going on in Washington, D.C. You trader.
I know.
Algorithms going nuts. Ooh, we don't want traders here.
Oh, shoot, we got a new person, Molodo, from, looks like he's Russian. Hi. Ayo, definitely. All right, but well, listen, thank you for finding us, and please hit that thumbs up button, buddy. Really appreciate that. I don't even care what you say. No, he says no. Okay, well then don't. Tell us where you're coming from.
Where's that coming on? I don't see any new people here, Pedro. Where you
on Rumble? You don't see it?
For some reason, I'm not getting the.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. We got 9 people here. You don't see us there? We actually just got a new. You said it was 85 or 86. I'm definitely seeing it. It says not Russian. All right, cool. Oh, I got you. No. Well, I just saw the lettering, so forgive me for that. No disrespect. Whether I know
strange. It's not picking it up for some reason.
Oh, really? You don't see it?
No, I see it now on the direct, on the Rumble chat itself. But normally I see these things in my broadcast studio, picking it up automatically, and it has not been.
They're from Uzbek. You're Uzbekian. ¿Qué pasa? Or no, that's the wrong. No, I'm
think so.
sorry, dude. Yeah, I sound like an idiot now. Well, thanks for joining us today. We're going to go over some parts in Bitcoin here real quick.
Oh.
And I'm really, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome, Molado. If you have any questions, let us know. What do we think about the sharp decline of Bitcoin? That is what Pedro is talking about right now. Predicted, if you've been watching us for the past couple of weeks, Molado, we were talking about it coming down to this level almost every day. And the reason was not because out of fear or the markets or this or a president or a war or whatever. It's because it's where all the liquidity was. And when we looked at where the orders were and on the heat maps where the liquidity is, all the orders were showing down in the 74 range. In fact, a whole bunch were right in the 83 range too. And as you can see from Pedro's chart right here, look at that. It came right down and tapped it. Just
And
tapped
so
it.
like tap it real. In addition to that, a lot of not just Bitcoin, but also many of the other altcoins out there that had literally liquidity sitting at these areas. So whenever you see a large amount of liquidity in an area, remember, in trading and in traditional markets, now I know we have automatic market makers, AMM, right? And crypto, but you still have liquidity there that institutions want to pick up. And so for every buy, you have a sell, and for every sell, you have a buy. And if you really want to come in with large amounts of volume, you need to have a large amount of volume area. And that's these lower areas. And so what happens, you will see the market go to those areas. There's algorithms that are pushing the market there because there's liquidity. It's really that simple. And I know people want to make it really complicated through wars, through all this other stuff. But I'm telling you, I mean, how many times have I said we're running out of liquidity, expect some bad news to happen? And because of that, I say it's most likely going to go down. So I expect bad news. Right now, we're coming to an area where it's sold off. So I'm expecting to hear some good news to come out, whether that's the end of the war in Ukraine, whether that's a agreement with what is happening with Trump and Zelensky and them deciding about the minerals and how they want to balance that out, right? However, whatever, I don't care. I don't care about the news, but I know there's either going to be good news or bad news. And because we're at a kind of a low point, I think there might be some tension in that news, which what we're kind of seeing, where it's going to allow them to have wiggle room to drop the market even further. And then all of a sudden it's going to be great news and we'll see the market go up into these areas of liquidity. And I know I sound like a nut, but you can go back if you... I mean, I wish we had that, all of our stuff in the Telegram that we
from the bot, yeah.
From the bot, yeah. I wish you could go back and just say how many times have Pedro said X amount, talked about news and good news and bad news. From now on, I'm gonna say this is good news, this is bad news potentially happening, and I'll write down that thing so that when you type it into the actual bot that we have in it, you can sit there and say, how many times has Pedro said this? And then it'll pop up all the news things that I'm going for it. I'll figure out a saying that I can sit there and say so that you can pull them up. But yeah, and this is just simply what we're seeing is it coming down into liquidity. We talked about that 200 period moving average definitely being an area of liquidity. We'll definitely see it be able to play as it was coming off this past week. I said, well, we got two areas. We have this area and we have this area. And this is where like a lot of small time frame where you could actually take part in these trades, right? Like with this one, came in, pushed up, boom, came down into this area here, boom, kind of blew through a little, well, actually pushed up just a little, but then fell through, was going around seeking liquidity, and now they're pushing it up. So I just personally, I think it's still going to go down a little bit more if they do not close green today. Okay. And so that's what I'm looking at right now. And we're seeing the battle happening with the traders right now in regards to this market for the next coming month. All right, so that's about it in a nutshell there. But so ultimately, I'm expecting us to go up. I am bullish until December, if not January, towards the end of this bull run. Right now, this is the sell-off that most bull runs happen to have before it goes parabolic, right? Every time we see Bitcoin before the bull run really starts, right? We see that big sell-off. We see the liquidity pull from all the other novices, unfortunately. And then from there, we see it continue. Molodo, what is your interest in BTC? Long-term hold?
Should be
Inflation
long, not
hedge?
long.
Oh, it's all good. I understand what you meant. So, day trade. So, all of those.
No, I'm asking
I
Molodo what his interest is.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right, boom, boom, boom. Sorry.
Always like to get to know new viewers and interact with them so we can hook you, make you come back every day.
Nah, but and shouting out to our people over in Pedro. It was great sharing. Crypto Carmen, thanks for having us, man. I appreciate you being on that stage. Dar Baby, good to see you, brother, as well. Troublesome, good to see you. Can they hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me.
Yeah, that's an old comment. That's from the beginning of the show.
Got it. And are we on X by chance today?
We are on X today. Welcome, X viewers.
Nice. What's up, X viewers? It is good to have you guys as well. You guys rock the mic like Rama Lama Lama de Ding de Dang Dong. We go together like it's okay. Silly too. I know, boo. So let's go ahead and check out some really cool stuff here right now. So Bitcoin.com news says, are we bouncing back, rebounding from here? And I would say kind of a dead cat bounce right now, but not at the bottom though. No, more pain soon. That's funny.
Day trading, he says. Molodo is a day trader. I had to go over and translate his Uzbek dialect of Russian into English. It's into day trading.
Nice. So I love it, man. It is good to have you, man, from Uzbek. And thanks for joining us, brother. Shout out to also the other 8 that are watching us over on Rumble. Thank you so much. You guys rock. You guys could do us a quick favor because we're really trying hard to take do us a huge favor, please, and hit that log in and subscribe. That helps us out so much, immensely. And so, and not just subscribe, but also follow us. Hit the little follow button, and that will help us take part in some cool stuff happening in Rumble. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so let's go back to the charts here and check out where we could actually take profit in the shorts that we're looking at. Let's go over meme coins here because meme coins have been taking a beating. And I was actually in the comments section with Jake Gagans back about 2 months ago when he was hoping that we could see a sell-off in a lot of the meme coins. And I said, don't worry, they will definitely be. And he was saying it was back up in here when January. I think it was this big push. He goes, I hope we get a sell-off. I go, we will. And then I gave him price targets and it's saying expect Brad to hit that 7-cent area and potentially the 5 area, 4-cent, 5-cent area here. And sure enough, it's kind of come down. So we're seeing the sellers really kind of, you can see right here that it's dying off. Right. And so it's coming down into this nice, almost original area here at that 2-cent area for Brett. So long-term buy area here. If it comes down to this area, I'm definitely looking to hold on to this long-term. Right. It's kind of nice little area. So definitely there. Check out Bonk. bonk is coming back down to, boom, there we are, come on, to our area right here, which is playing at that 1312 area. And this is definitely a long-term area buy, as well as, and let's go ahead and pull this up here real quick.
Bonk still over $1 billion in market cap, including $161 million being traded in the past 24 hours, which is amazing. Just amazing.
So I'm looking at, so it has two areas it could come back down to for bonk. I like this area down at that 401 or 401010 area to the 40 or 50 926 area. So these are just little placement areas that we could potentially buy back. But this area that we're sitting at right now is definitely an area that I think is a good area of where I would personally buy and where I'm looking to really kind of load up at these levels here. And so when these start to step in and get going again, right, we can see it get back up to the highs, if not much higher. So there's a nice little area. Also, let's check out Doge. And by the way, shout out to the Doge industry over in Washington. Thank you so much. You guys rock. You keep doing what you're doing.
Saving the monies. Saving the monies.
And also shout out to Data Republican. Just found you on Elon Musk stuff and realized, wow, you are legitly, you going to work over there. So shout out to Data Republic because you're kicking butt here.
People may not agree with how Mr. Musk and crew are going about cutting the U.S. government back, but you can't argue with results. You know, and all the other methods, every president has tried it now for a couple of years, or a couple of presidential administrations. They've tried it. Famously, Barack Obama and Al Gore was going to come in and slash the U.S. government. And of course, Al Gore came from the Senate, and all his Senate friends just said, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to keep spending money. And they spectacularly failed and actually increased the budget of the United States government and increased the number of agencies, which is just budget death. And then Barack left office, and George W. came in, and W. said the same thing. He said, I'm going to cut the government. We're going to be better with your money. And that was a big lie, too. And then the first term of, I get those Obama and George reversed. And then after Mr. Trump's first term, I'll give it to the Democrats that it was kind of a disaster of a term, but he didn't know what he was doing. Now with 8 years under his belt since then, he does know what he's doing, and he said there's no other way to do it than just to hack the government apart. And bring Pedro back here for the.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go through. All right. Also, I think he's doing a lot better in comparison to, let's say, Clinton, who literally drew a line in the military and said, everybody below here, you're done. Everybody above here, you're good. I thought that was really, like when you hear the stories of how he actually kind of balanced the budget. But we need to do more than just balance the budget. We got to get the budget down. Right. We got to break off and literally cause it to go. We got to shave off $2 trillion because the number that we do not want to hit as a national debt. Oh yeah, this was bad. I forgot. I absolutely love this. I don't know if you know this, but you can actually go back in time with.
Oh, no way.
And then in additionally to that, you can actually go through.
You can predict the future.
With what it's currently going, right? So if we get to $40 trillion really is that magic number, which says that we get there, we can never pay down that debt. We're screwed as a nation. And right now we're flirting with that number. We're flirting with it, and it's kind of scary, right? What we're sitting at. We're sitting at that 43. We pretty much have got a year left.
We're sitting at 36.
Right. So we've got a year left because about every quarter we are printing debt at $1 trillion. And so this is going up $1 trillion. If you can go through, you can do your own research. What did he say? I have already received a reply. Thanks.
That's old.
Oh, sorry. Okay. And so you
Gotta
can,
keep you with your glasses handy.
yeah, right?
You know what? I gotta teach you. We can make that print really big for you. I have a different URL for you where you can make it 2 times or 4 times the size. Then it'd be easier to read the comments.
Yes, that would be great. So you can see here that it is slowing down. We're seeing the Doge clock pick up even faster and picking up more money. So this is a good thing. But we literally have one more year before we get to that 40 trillion, and it's pretty much death. It's just going to be a slow death. And so if we hit that 40 trillion, it's going to be hard for America, extremely hard. This is when hard times are going to have to come, or your children's children will not enjoy the America that you enjoy today. Your grandchildren will suffer if we do not bring down this debt and we do not balance things. So it depends. Do we take on the pain ourselves and handle it, or do we pass the buck down and...
Oh, I know exactly what we should do, Pedro. We should get on TV and hold like singing contests and protests to say that we don't want the government cut. We want to stand out there and say, spend it until anything, and we'll resist anything that guy does because it's bad. And I want my tax dollars to go to strange causes in Peru.
And as well as Afghanistan, and as well as many other places around the world. We've got to sit there and put a real situation.
What's the Doge clock at right now? 147 billion?
Yeah, we're they're trying to get to about $4 billion a day of saving. They're about a 2 trillion plus a day right now. So they started a month ago.
A billion, right? Not trillion.
Excuse me. Yeah, they're at $140 billion. They're trying to get to $4 billion a day saved. Right now, I think they're sitting around 2 billion. So 2 or 1 billion, I forget exactly what it was. But if they can get that going and really just, because here's the key. We literally have about 290 days to slow this down. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but this is increasing. So this will start to slow down, which is the national debt, as this increases. This right here will start to increase. This is, if we can slow this down by increasing this, and then increase our domestic product, and we're selling stuff out to the rest of the world, then basically you have this type of situation going. Okay, this goes down, this goes up, and a lot of the initiatives that he has is going to take about 1 year to 2 to really get it going within America. And so, like I said, the world has to, in a sense, kind of work with us, and if they don't, then I think Trump is going to have to keep playing hardball.
Well, one of the reasons that I think that now that we talk this through, it helps to talk these things through, is that, personally, I don't agree with what he's doing with the Ukraine. Frankly, what I think he should do is send them all sorts of weapons and just say, go at it, and create a wasteland of the area between Ukraine and Russia, and run Russia's economy into zero. That would be the best thing, in my humble opinion. But adding the fact that we need to get that number lower, Pedro, that debt clock lower.
Yep.
Ultimately, I could see President Trump going saying, fuck it, I don't care about that land out there. I'm going to make a deal for the minerals in it. That'll help things a little bit, yada, yada, yada. But we need to stop spending $200 billion here and there when we're, every day my press secretary gets up and complains about $1 million for some LGBTQ calendar in Ireland
Alphabet
or whatever.
Calendar.
Right. And that type of stuff. And so I can see the logic in his head going, wait a minute, if we're complaining about this, that's only 10 million and 10 million and 60 million and 300 million, this $200 billion thing over here, we need to stop. So I can see that. I can see that.
Absolutely. And I think you hit a good point, is that right now we're chipping at it. But if we could get a huge chunk of it slowed down, imagine if $200 billion just simply just dried up, right? And the other part is the fine. Zelensky says that only half of it was given to him. The other half, he doesn't know what happened. So if we can actually kind of locate where the other half is, that will be, what's the word I want to use? Monumental. And also show and bring a lot of light to what's actually happening in the world, right? It'd be crazy to see it go into NGOs, let's say, I don't know, into Europe, and maybe spotlight potentially where there might be some hidden cells there. I'm just saying, and I know I sound like I'm a crazy guy here, but I mean, we've been watching this stuff kind of unfold right now with basically what Doge is finding out and tracing out through our friend over there at Data Republic. So she is a woman on X. Please go find her and follow her. I think she's
Data Republican.
Yeah, sorry, Data Republican. I'm sorry. Yes. So if you guys could also, we got 9 people watching us over on Rumble. Thank you so much, guys. And I want to ask you guys a quick question. If you guys could log into Rumble and hit the follow button, that would help us out. With they're doing some stuff with small, capable. What's the word I want to use? Shows. Right, and they're going to start spotlighting us, and so if that happens, that will help us out immensely and allow us to be able.
Need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Need
so
your help.
So the 8 of you guys that are watching this, if you could just do a huge favor, that would help out so much by literally just logging in and hitting the follow button. I feel like I sound like remember PBS when they used to have the money drives?
People on the phone in the background.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis up there making a fool of himself.
Yep, I feel like that. I feel like, please, if you will, really. So, but it's a real thing, and it would help us out immensely if you guys could. So, thank you so much. We got 86 followers right now. Hopefully, by the end, we can maybe get 90, if not 90, 94.
Begging, pleading, and groveling, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. All right, so let's jump back here real quick.
Carmen says, "Do it now." See, I knew there were people watching here. The analytics for YouTube are all in the tank right now. On my screen, it's actually saying there are no people watching and no people have watched it. And I'm like, that's not right. It can't be right at all. And then Carmen comments. So we know she's watching.
Do it now. And also, guys, if we could have a few of those guys over on YouTube jump into Rumble and literally go through and make comments there, that also helps us out quite a bit as well, because that helps the algorithm say, oh, people are talking there. There's a lot of situations going on, and they push us out even more to other crypto users, and also people who like to hear wonk talk about, well, the government and what's actually happening. So let's check out here real quick what's happening with some of these meme coins and also some of these major sell-offs that we've seen. So we're looking at our good old friend Solana here. Came down to our 130 area here. We're seeing it pull back to that 8-period moving average. Like I always tell every time, as it's coming down, it is going to, if it's going to continue up, we're going to see a lot of volume at these levels. And then we're going to see it close above that 8-period moving average. Then it'll look something like this. We'll see it go up, kind of come back down, and then go back up. So that's what we want to see, what it looks like if this thing is going to continue up. But these are a little hope
from Solana this morning. I woke Pedro, you know, I've been complaining about Solana, holding it all the way down. And I woke up this morning, and I've long stopped the habit of looking at my phone at crypto when I open the phone up in the morning. And but came out to the desk, got the tea, looked at it, and I saw a big green candle. I was like, finally, something. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. I just looked up your nose, Pedro. It's like I'm just not fast enough on the dump button for your camera feed. Just not fast. All of a sudden I'm like, hey, there's gray hairs up there. You're also on mute too, by the way.
Yep, that's about right. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward here. All right, so I think what's interesting as we're watching this is one thing is that we're seeing good volume come in, right? We're seeing decent volume come in. And then additionally to that, it's showing at least some life here. It is showing profit taking. And so remember, Sunday was here. This was Sunday. So you've had a pretty good sell-off for the week in crypto. So they're going to be taking profit. I just don't want you guys to get tricked. And so we want to see it kind of come down first into next week and then see it continue up, right? That's really going to be the really important thing that we want to sit there and see. So don't expect it's just going to have a V shape. I'd expect to see something like this. Boom, 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 right? So that's
Hold
what
on, I missed
expect.
that, and I wanted to see that. Hold on,
Okay.
draw that again.
So-
Can you move it or make it smaller? I got a lot of graphics on the screen here right now.
Yeah, let me go ahead and move this right here so I can play. So we want to see something of this nature here. We want to see it kind of come down, right? Like what we're seeing. And then we want to see it kind of come up like this, and then come back down and then up. Right? That's what we want to see. And we want to see that 8-period moving average, right? Which is going to be like this. It's going to come down. You're going to see it, find support, and then you'll sit there and see. This is the 8. SMA, you want to see price going to do this, come back down, and then go up, right? With demand wicks, those buyer wicks like this right here, right? We want to see that as it's pushing up. So we're kind of already seeing it, like right here. You can see here, nice little area. You can see as we're coming down into these lower levels, we're seeing demand wicks. We're seeing demand wicks as we're slowing down here. That's them communicating that they're looking to be buying. So that's about it. Alrighty.
Please,
then.
buyers, come to Solana. There's sellers that want to sell to you. Please just come in and buy the damn thing, like it go up.
All right, so AVAX was looking nice. I was really hoping that we could see it come down into these lower. I want to say AVAX. I like AVAX. I like what they're doing. I think $18 to $15 is a good price here. It may not be good for Chris. He might get mad at me, but like I'm kind of stoked that we saw it come back down again. This area here of that 17 and potentially $11 to $10. If we could see it go from 22 to 11 on a flash crash, where I have my limit hanging out right here, I'd be really appreciative of the institutions to do that for me, and then push it back up. But yeah, I'm looking, but I'm looking at kind of like that 18 short term play to that 18 to $15 area here. Really, really good areas. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and check.
Speaking of, Pedro, while you were talking, I made a cool $14.
Awesome. I'm glad.
Bitcoin pumped up above the 200 SMA. I was flirting with it on the 1 minute, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do a nice little small trade, and I did. Made $14. I was up like 30, but then I'd moved my stops up into profits, and then of course it came down and tagged it, and I'll take the 14 free dollars.
Look, man, compound interest takes care of itself. Just keep making sure you're profitable. There's this old documentary. I think it was about maybe 15 years ago, where they was talking about the closing down of the Chicago Mercantile and how it's just kind of getting old, and Open Outcry was getting old. And so you had all these old Open Outcry guys, and they were asking, how do you make profit? How do you do all this? And there's this guy, suited up to the nines, and you can tell he's a millionaire. He looks at the camera and goes, always take profit. Don't lose money. Like, it was like just that simple. And then they were like, yeah, but what does that mean?
Preserve your capital.
No, he looks at me and goes, always take profit. Don't lose money. It was like that simple. And I remember the commentator was like, can you elaborate? He goes, always take profit. Don't lose money. Right? And then that was it. And then they did go to another guy. And I just thought it was funny because I was just like, yes, that's pretty much it. if you're making money and you're profitable, make sure you stay profitable. And he was a floor trader, so you could hear when the frenzy, when everybody started buying, and all of a sudden, you could hear just the yelling, and you were a floor trader, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I was a floor clerk, not a trader in the ring, but you're absolutely right. You could hear the sounds of what's going on, and you could get you can feel it like it's like you have a chart full of indicators, and all of a sudden, a bunch of them, they're not linked to each other, but they start firing off. So all of a sudden, you're like, something's happened. Check the news feed, and then you see something happened in the news, or you hear them in certain sectors. You see all of a sudden all the guys in the oil pits are heating oil, crude oil, gas, all that stuff. They're going nuts. But the other people are like this, do 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 do, and then you see some Saudi ship ran aground or something like that. In the news, and you can feel the hubbub. You can hear the phones ring. Actually, this before we had screens to look at, the phones would ring, and everyone had different phone ringers and ring 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 ding 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 ding. And it was like when you watch those movies about either documentaries or movies about stuff going on in the White House and stuff, and someone always says, and then everyone's pagers went off, and we knew something happened, and all of a sudden, like everyone in the meeting looks at their pager, and of course, war starting out. Yeah. That was like it on the floor. All of a sudden you hear phones ringing, guys yelling, Keith, Jimmy!
Yeah. Dude, I wish I was there. I wish I could have been there, man. Just to be a part of that, man, is so what's the word? It's epic, bro. Like that is part of history.
But I wasn't any good at it though. It's not a place for someone that can't focus on a knife's edge for 8 hours at a time. Those guys that could do that could stand in that same spot all day and focus. Just look at the edge of a knife all day and go either side of it. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Blah, 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 blah. They could do it, and that took a stamina and focus that I've never had. That's like sitting behind a computer a lot better. He can get up and use the restroom.
Yeah, man. I used to hear that you would have the water bottles, right? Like in the pit. Like, and they used to talk about the stench. Like I had a friend of mine talking about
crude oil pit was disgusting.
Like it would stink so much. These guys would fart. They'd be literally have a water bottle that would be taking a leak, so they didn't have to leave. I mean, you had to be there when the orders came in, and you were able to take advantage of literally the frenzy of it starting to push up. You see everybody start to throw the buys and bids, and they're doing, boom, boom. You know the numbers. You know how to do this gang signs. And
do the Bloods and the Crips.
Or the buyers and the sellers. The Bulls and the Bears. The green and the red. But yeah, it was just real interesting. So jumping back to the charts here, you can see here, I think what's really interesting is that Shiba Inu is starting to put in some decent buyer wigs.
Shib.
Room. We got Donald Trump. We have Taylor Swift, Mr. Beast, and lo and behold, Joe Rogan. Shout out to Joe Rogan, trying to hit the numbers and get the algorithms to send people our way. There you go. What's the other guy? Dan, what's his name?
Bongino. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Bongino.
And who's the other guy? Crowder?
Steven Crowder, ladies and gentlemen. Steven Crowder. And you know what? If we can get... we can do the same thing that Steven Crowder does. If we can get 100 followers, you Rumble people, please follow us. We need your help. We can designate part of our show as premium content only. Like if you watch the Steven Crowder show, the first hour, he does a 2-hour podcast or more than an hour. The first hour of it is free. Anyone can watch it. The second hour, when they really dig into things and have a lot more fun, is premium subscribers only. And it's premium subscribers to Rumble. We're not going to worry about that now because we need a lot more followers. But we can at least test that out and see if people want to join in that type of stuff. So for those of you, please follow us on Rumble.
Definitely. So one of the things I'm also looking at is ICP. ICP, I've been waiting for it to kind of come down and test this area of that 561 area here. ICP is a crypto internet AI coin, and so I feel like it's definitely nice. I like it here. I just want to, I'm kind of picked up some down at this level here, but I really want to see it kind of come down into these lower areas here. So either way, it's a good buy area. I like this area here, ranging between that $3 and $5 area, $6 area. So it's real interesting that we're at these levels here. Now, also, I think a cool little thing to be paying attention to is we're seeing Decentraland kind of sell off here. I've been looking at meta plays here simply because I know that they're going to have their turn of its nice little rally. So,
Decentraland, what are they, Mana?
Yep, Mana Land. Yep, Mana, MANA. So they're having a good little sell-off here. So again, I'm looking to be picking up around that 23 cent, 21 cent area. And I think I think you can actually buy a whole entire land area on it for like $500. Whereas at the peak of Mana, people were paying literally $100,000. This was at the end of the bull run of last bull run, right? So I think we're probably going to see something like that. Especially with VR and AR happening. I think you're definitely going to have an overlay. I think as a entity, they're creating stuff. They still have a lot of money coming in and out organizations. So I'm definitely like these low levels here.
Decentraland back to all the way down to a half $500 million, $552 million market cap, $74 million traded. You know what? I faded on those metaverse when the craze was a few years ago. I tried them, and they all sucked ass. I mean, they were terrible. They were like, oh, you can walk around and do this, and all you did is have like whack jobs walking up in your face, blocking your view of whatever you were wanting to do, and people running around like lunatics, and the graphics were terrible. And they're like, oh, all you need is a top of the line computer that's $6,000 in order to have decent graphics. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen. And and then you need a VR set too for it really to work. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen either. And so I was like, these things are overpriced. And sure enough, it wasn't there long after that when they showed the actual user counts of 6 people. And it's like, whoops. But that's not to say that with advances in computational power and actual use cases for a metaverse, like a city council meeting, something like that, then who says that that's not going to come back and do well? But right now, Decentraland, not doing so well there. Huh?
Yeah, them as well. There's a few other plays that I'm looking at because they're really low, and I mean, you can put in $100 and potentially get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 if it decides it wants to go. So it 20-30x is potentially feasible. It's very feasible. So I look at it like, hey, nice little play there. Looking at Ethereum again, man, it's starting to sell off. Came down, pushed back up. Let's see what happens here. What else? Let's check out a couple other things also I was looking at earlier today. Coin market cap. Coin market cap has done a great job. Have you at all messed with them at all?
Coin market cap?
Yeah, they actually have quite a. I didn't realize, but they actually have a pretty robust system here. I don't like the fact that if I do draw on a chart here, that it doesn't retain it. But they do have a great system for having watch lists. Like their watch list, you can actually go through and set up, and you can have hundreds of watch lists.
Yeah,
you can have. I mean, like I didn't realize how amazing they actually were at setting things up. So I think it's real cool to sit there and see what's actually happening. So ultimately, I'm still messing with it, but I was just shocked to see how good they were, just simply how good they were, what they were doing. So, and I didn't know that they could do so much. So that's about it. But let's go ahead and check out. Let's see what's trending here for the 30-day period for trending. Come on. You have, and this is the other thing. So this is one of the things I was messing with, right? Seeing what's trending on the larger time frames and like
Pedro,
looking at.
I got to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
No worries. So one of the things I was definitely looking at was like Maker. Maker was another one that I was definitely looking at. Bera. This is another one that I thought was really interesting. Right. So let's check these babies out here real quick as we pull forward. So I'm going to just, this is typically what I do is I'll come right here. And if I want to do a quick little check, I can hit that right up at this level here. The trading view gives me a real chart, right? And I can sit there and see it. This has been really strong, which has been pretty impressive with actually what I've been seeing. And additionally to that, with the sell-off here, how we're seeing Bitcoin, and it's still just showing more volume coming in, is one of those things that I'm like, where can this go, right? So this is one of those plays that I'm definitely looking at as potential good play when the market starts to rebound. You can see here real quick. Let me go. They're going to do this. Boom. Bear a chart. So I realized I got a hard stop at 2 o'clock potentially. I have a call coming in. So just give me a heads up so you know.
What do you got up there now? Bera?
Yeah, Bera.
Well, that came back. That was in the shitter right after it launched.
Yeah, boom. I mean, but imagine catching it at $4. So this is one that I'm kind of looking at. It's showing kind of an increase in volume as it's starting to make its way higher. So definitely paying attention to this one. Potentially pullback if you want to get in at it. It's setting up for a rally here. We've closed a couple times above, and we're starting to see it push up. So at the end of the month or the end of the week, I'd expect to see it kind of come down, right, into these levels right here. Let's do this right here for that weekly chart. And if it comes down into this level here, then expect it at the end of the week or to be above here. So you want to see it go up just a little, then come down into our area right here and then push up. And what that's going to look like on the daily is basically tomorrow we'll see it go up a little, create a supply wick, come back down over the next, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then see it kind of push up into these higher levels if it does take off.
That's interesting. That thing was so high. They spent so much money hyping that. I mean, at every Telegram room that you saw, every tweet, anything had a Bera chain shill on it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be Mr. Dumpster here. And sure enough, it opened and dumped like crazy. I didn't think it was going to come back. I thought it was just like, okay, they stole all the liquidity out of it and everyone's now screwed off. But I was wrong.
Yeah, it's starting to show some strength there. So, again, we want to see volume come in as it pushes up. But it is ready for, like from a charting standpoint, an explosion here or a rally, right? And so I'd expect to see it. It was hovering around the $10 mark, right? That's where we saw the resistance come in. And so the next one we should see either is the $15 and or the $20 mark area here. So a small little play you can play. Again, don't risk your whole entire life savings. If you're going to do it, it's just a quick little play here. And then basically see if you can capture a 1 or 2x. Leave a, what do I always say? What do you leave?
Moon bag.
A moon bag. And then put that on some staking platform where you can stake, let that thing run, and then let it run, right? So there you go. Nice little play here. The other one I was looking at, again, and this is, I think it's super important to be paying attention to, right, is the way I look at it is you come here, you go here to market cap, hit what's trending, Okay. And then I come here to the 30-day, and it kind of shows me what's starting to pump.
Right.
I try to find between 500 billion and above is what I'm looking at. Again, these are just plays. The other one I thought was really interesting, which was the Eternity chain. Let me show here real quick what I was looking at. There you go.
Eternity chain?
Yeah, it's ERN USDT. They had a decent pump today, but they've been consolidating here at this level. So this is one of the ones that I was kind of looking at and saying, you know what, is this going to see? I don't know what's happening with them fundamentally, but it is showing some strength, and I'm watching a lot of volume come in. So we're going to see what happens. Again, this is simply an interesting play that I was noticing. We'll see what happens here. But it's one of those things it's on my radar. I'm looking at it, and it's kind of like, pay attention to it over here. At the end of the month, it's showing some strength. That's always a good sign for me into the next month to see if they do continue this up. So
hold on, give me a second to do a little research on that Eternity chain. It's been around. It's been around quite some time.
Yeah, since 2022, actually. It's been for a minute.
Yeah, May of 21, and it reached a high of $70, $65.
I actually have $24 here on CoinMarketCap.
I'm looking at CoinMarket. I'm looking at CoinGecko. It says May 28th, 2021, $60 some.
Okay.
They must have just been following it before CoinMarketCap picked it up.
Yep.
But I did notice that in the past, from the chart here, something caused it to go from 125 to 225 real quick, like here.
So this is where I'm just kind of paying attention to it. I mean, this one you could capture where if you can get it back up to that $8 mark, which could be a potential 5 to 6x. Again, we're not dealing with micro coins here, right? Many of these are typically about 100 million and above is what I'm looking at, right? They show some sign of real coin. You may not become super rich, but I look at things in a long-term stance of just naturally trading something that are good setups. Every single week, every single month, compound interest takes care of itself. And over a period of 2, 3, 4 years, you're doing well for yourself. And that's my goal here to help you guys out is as you guys watch us and we get into good trades, you guys do really well. And that's the point that I want to, or that's the value that I want to bring to every one of you who do listen to us, who do take the time and that do listen to what I'm saying. So, and I take it very serious what I do for you guys.
All right, Pedro, you got to get running here.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten the call yet, so it might be. I don't know if they're gonna
wait for the call, man. Meet me in the corner by the bodega, around back in the alley. Don't bring no cops.
Don't bring no cops. Don't bring no coppers. No coppers. Eternity. Where was the other one? There was another one that I saw that I thought was here. It is the hamster. Come on.
Hello, everyone joining us. Oh, look, Jesus has joined us. I did not see us.
Thank you,
something's going on here today. I've just had a weird day today. Anyway, Jesus says, a Friday show. Yes, we decided to do a Friday show instead of Full Rant Friday. What's going on? He's like, oh, my God. He came on just back when we were talking about ICP. I don't think he's on now. But welcome, Rumblers, says me. Welcome to everyone joining us on Rumble. You've been our big platform of the day here. Thanks for coming through. For those of you joining us on Rumble, please hit that follow button, not the subscribe button. Well, you can hit that if you want, but please hit the follow button because we got to get up to 100 followers in order to join the creator program. So we need all of your help to do that.
Absolutely. I think looking at this area here, so I like this hamster one.
Hamster.
It's looking cool. Yep. Hamster. It is called Hamster Combat. I don't know the
Hamster
exact.
Combat.
Yeah. And but it's setting up nicely to at least get up into the 002 right now. It's sitting at 002, and I wanted to see to get up potentially to this 00274. Just the setup itself is really nice. I'm pretty sure you could trade this on a major DEX as leveraged, but I like this area here, and I'm going to show this.
Hamster Combat trading at, well, I don't have my zeros right here. Let me fix that. Trading at 2 zeros, 204, 200ths of a cent, 2,000ths of a cent, or of a dollar, I should say, 2,000ths of a dollar. 204, up 14% today, $130 million market cap, $64 million traded in the past 24 hours. So there must be some good exchange trading on that. Let's flip over to Mexi and see if Mexi has perpetuals in it.
This is a nice little play you could play up to while Tom is checking that out. I like this area, potentially catching it all the way up to the 003 to the 003065 area. It's going to. I'm trying to catch this. If you could catch this again, it's not a major play here. We're looking for a 2x potentially, where we can catch it, or at least a 50% push up. So I like this one just because the setup, we're seeing an increase in volume. We're seeing a good, it's above the 8 and the 20, and it's following the 8 period moving average right here, as you can sit there and see. So it's setting up for a good little racetrack, or a good little push up for a good play there. Here we go. And there was one other one.
If anyone watching has any suggestions here while we're in the last few minutes of the show, please let us know.
And really what I'm looking for is something that looks like that. You see how this is right here? Right? You see how that's just kind of showing it starting to go up, right? And it's a decent amount of volume. This was under 100, or this one's a little bit above $100 million market cap. And it's just kind of setting up for a nice little push, right? And some of these, you could see them get above $1 billion real quick. And that's what if you can capture something at a kind of a low, it's not at rock bottom, right? Where you catch it at 100,000 or 200,000 or under a couple mil, right? But it's still at a point where you could capture it and you don't have to worry about it completely just rug pulling you. So that's why I kind of like looking at these right here.
Just say no to rug pulls. Say no to rug pulls.
Say no to rug pulls. So that's about it in a nutshell. Some of the ones I do. So I'm going to show you how I do that again, guys, so you can check it out. You're going to come up here to CoinMarketCap, just the normal setup here. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to trending, which is right here. Boom. Then I'm going to come here to the 30-day. Where's the 30-day? 7 days. Where's my? I just had 30-day up here. Where's the filter? No. I literally just had it. Now I'm like wondering how to do it.
That's how it works.
All right. Well, 7 day. We're gonna sit there and play the 7 day. It's still a similar situation that you can sit there and see what's actually happening. So you can come here, look at Peanut Squirrel, right? You can see here it's a similar situation. Something like that, not so much, but something like this. Well, there you go. You see how it's just kind of gradually starting to find some support. We can see here with Peanut, which this is one that a lot of people missed. This was...
I missed that one. Even though people are telling me peanut, and I'm like, that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Boop.
Pretty much. Yep, that's about right.
Just like that. Boop.
Yeah. So, but it had a major sell-off here. And Peanut, USDT, USD. Here we go. is looking hot here. We're seeing an increase in volume, as you can see here, with buyers stepping in. Right, look at that right there. And you're seeing a decrease every time a red candle gets printed. So you can see this thing really start to kind of pick up here. And really where you can see is it really has a clean shot all the way up to the very top here, which is roughly, I think it was, what was it, $2 billion that it went up to? And so right now it's in about the 27 cent area, and you can see it capture really that 68 area here as I'm looking at it. And it's a potential nice little buy. So if you wanted to get in, and nice little sell off too.
Yeah, that nice rounded bottom there. That's always a good with volume increasing here.
As long as
bullish.
it's smart.
Bullish.
Bullish. Boom. Apple bottom jeans. All right. Okay. So yeah, I like this area. You can see why. Boom. You can see how they put a nice little buyer wick in here, or a demand wick, consolidate it, and now they're starting to see it trend off of that 8 period. So there you guys go. I like it. I like it a lot. It be working that back. I know how to act. Aptos. Aptos is looking nice. Check out Aptos. That missed my eye.
Well, I can't remember Aptos's
I think it's
ID.
Cosmos. Isn't it Cosmos?
Aptos is APT.
Yeah,
no, but it's,
APT. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, it's just Aptos. I should have known that.
APT. So, okay, yeah, I'm not not so much for Aptos. There was a reason why when I looked at it, because what I do is I just quickly I cut through I don't even really pay attention much to the actual name. I just look for the setup of the chart, right? And you can see that it's not. I guess it could, but I want to see more of a volume. I want to see above the 8 and the 20 where it's starting to peak and it's starting to push up. So especially at the beginning of the months, right? Or the end of the month and the beginning of the month, that's really what I'm looking at. So you can take a part in a trade for a full month, right? Especially if you're looking to leverage the trade. It's nice to be able to let one just run and just put your stops in case if it comes back on you. So yeah, that's about it in a nutshell.
All right. I'm just working on something here in the background.
Mm-hmm. And thank you to everybody over on Rumble again. Thank you so much. If you guys could do us a quick favor, and please just jump on and log into Rumble. Please hit the follow button. That helps us out so much. Right now, we're trying to take part in some stuff that Rumble is doing, and we want to. We need
to get on their creator list.
Yeah, we're trying to get on the creator list. And if you guys could hit that subscribe or the follow button, get us up to 100, we'd be indebted to you and be very thankful to you. So thank you so much.
We're on a mission from God.
Because Pedro and I are on a mission from God in order to...
Do not come.
Yes.
Do not.
I'm going to come.
Forgot all about the sound machine, Pedro. So I thought I'd tune that in there for a minute there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you very little.
Here, you guys. Tom will be here all day.
Try the veal.
Try the veal.
All right, Pedro. I also have to get going here. Got stuff to do. It's Friday. Got things to do before the weekends here.
Gotcha.
Might even try and get a haircut this weekend.
What? You're gonna get a haircut?
Stuff is long, man.
That's what she said. What? I'm so sorry. It's so wrong, dude. I normally wouldn't say that on. That just came out accidentally. Forgive me for that, dude. I was funny. I was with one of my foster kids, right? And he said something. It literally just came out. I was like, "That's what," and I was like, "Oh," and he goes, "What'd you say?" And I was just like, "Nothing. You hear nothing." And he goes, "You were gonna say that's what," and I said, I told you. So it was really funny. We were at Pepe's over in New Haven, and
Pizza.
He'd never eaten Pepe's. I said, what? I said, how can you live 20 minutes away? He goes, I don't even know what Pepe's is. I said, son, you're about to learn. So we went down and he got some Pepe's and he goes, I don't really like this. I like Domino's and Little Caesars. I go, it's because you become, I said it's the difference between liking the fake and liking the original. He's like, you just don't know what you're talking about. 16-year-olds, us old people don't know what we're talking about.
Right. We don't know anything at all.
Don't know at all. I'm teaching him a little. He got suspended. So his mother said, I have nothing else to do. I don't know what to do with him. And I said, he can come to me. So I made him get up every morning around 5:30 because I get up at 6. Right. And I said, you need to be up by 5:30. I'll pick you up at 6. And then I had a bunch of things he had to do, like work and side projects. But the first 2-3 hours, I was showing him how I was set up the market. And he was about 14 years old, the freshman. And so I was literally teaching him, what people would love to be at my side doing. And he just didn't care. So now he's 16. He's starting to learn about the stock market. And so he reached back out to me and he's just like, do you trade? And I go, remember when you were 14 and I had you? He goes, yeah, that's what I thought. He goes, I was in class and they're having us do this like portfolio thing. And I go,
wait a minute, where have I seen this before?
That's exactly. And then he reached out to me and I go, well, do you make any money off of what you're doing in class? No, but at least to get the, so I said, all right, are you looking to trade or are we talking a portfolio you got to hold on to for a full month? He goes, well, I guess you can trade it, I guess. Or something, he said something like that. So I said, all right, find out. And then I'll help you out a little so that you can play and win this game that you are playing in class. So we'll see if he wins, but yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, real fun. Yes. All right. Boom. That's about it. Thank you again, guys, for coming in today. To our guys over at Rumble. I want to say thank you guys so much. Please do us a quick favor. We got 6 of you guys right now watching us. Please log in and hit that follow button. That helps us out a lot and will help us get on the creators platform.
Part of the Rumble Creator Program.
Yeah, so we would appreciate it. Please go in, trying to get us. When do we need to reach that? Within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
That would be a good goal. The program actually starts tomorrow. Their brand new one, but we're not eligible for it anyway. But it doesn't matter. As soon as we can be, it came up in the account saying you've met all the criteria except this one.
Oh wow!
And then also, what they make you do is you can participate in their ad campaigns, and you can all of a sudden there'll be an ad that you have to read as the host and read it. You ever like on a lot of these Rumble videos, all of a sudden the host just says, "And I'd like to introduce Tide new refreshing version." Blah 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 blah. It's part of their ad campaigns, and it just shows up, and you earn money for doing it based on how many viewers are logged on when you do it.
There you go. There you guys go.
Yeah, you earn about 2 cents a viewer. And Bongino had 2 million people watching the other day when he does that. Every time he reads an ad, 2 million times 2 cents. Is that 40 grand?
I don't know. What was it? 2 million, be 200,000, 20,000. So $20,000. So 40,000.
Yeah, 40 grand just for reading that ad.
40 grand.
Is that amazing?
Yeah. 40 grand. There you go. But do they have to say, is that every single day he can do that?
They structure it for you, but if there's people, signing up to pay for that, and pay and say, yeah, there could be a whole line of people waiting for him to read it. Obviously, you can't read too many, otherwise people would be like, this show's stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And what did he say? Was he preaching like?
He just reads different
Viagra?
ads. They're all it's Rumble, so it's all kinds of.
So it's Viagra. It's
Yeah,
it's
they read all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's whatever comes up, you got to read it, and you got to be. You don't have to. You can not read it, and then then you're not participating in the program well. But in order to build yourself up, and they obviously, if you're going to read their ads, they're going to promote you more and put you higher in the algorithm. Blah 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 blah. So it's a game. So next thing you know, we'll be saying, buy this Preppers kit, 10 years worth of MRE foods. Dehydrated corn, dehydrated wheat. Make your own peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just add water. Here's the website, preppers.com. It depends. Yeah, Mrs. Striking says we're going to be talking about. I wear them every day. Just standing here so I can pee while I'm on the show.
That was good, dude. That was so good. That sound system.
I try. All right, Pedro, we got to go here. I'm going to try using the Rumble system to play the credits. So everybody, have a great weekend. Pedro and I will be with you next week for some good quality shows. Hopefully, we'll get another episode of the AI Life Recorded with Steve Rodrigue. As usual, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. The man over here is Pedro Garcia. We will see you next week.